Okay. Now, now come here. So what we have successfully implemented the synchronization by calling the acquire and release methods. So once it is compiled, we are getting threads are being executed. Okay. So threads are being successful. Then what? So we want to implement the semaphore. Today's class is what? Semaphore. Okay, that is very important. Nah? So we try to understand what is that semaphore. So before this, you try to we will do somewhat little bit of code changes. So I want to get somewhat output. That is what under this function for this for loop. Now I want to use the while loop. So what the while loop do? So let us see. Yeah, I want to totally change this line of code for while loop. So how I am doing like this? So first of all, come this down, come here, you put this as while loop. Okay, you implement while loop for what? While x is equal to less than some word. I need to put some word number. Suppose my intention is what? I will explain. This is the number. So while x less than equal to 16,894, I have taken a number. Okay. So first of all, I need to define the x is equal to what? So x is equal to somewhat. X is equal to somewhat. Take a number, anything. What? Suppose 4,400. Huh? So now, so this while loop must be terminated with the colon. Now it is okay. Now this for loop, I want to keep it comment section. Okay, leave it there. So now under this, where is your method? Under this method, okay, x declared, that cut this one. Now under this, you declare the x as local variable. X is equal to, now x is equal to what? It is a local variable. Try to understand it. So there is no any issue. X is declared as a local variable under this method. Now while you implemented here condition, I want to write x is declared as a local variable in this run method. So now condition I have written x until x less than 16,894. Here I want to write the condition x equal to suppose x into equal to 2. Means every time it multiplies this. So until the condition x less than equal to 16,894, it multiplies. It means it doubles. So for this word, normally what happens, you can write this code as x equal to, suppose, try to understand, x is equal to 2. So every time I want to multiply by 2. How can you write this code? If x is equal to, if you want to every time multiply the x by 2, so you can write this x is equal to x into 2. X into 2. What we are doing here, if x is equal to, every time we are doubling. We are multiplying by 2 means doubling the x. So this is equal to this. Means you can write this, you can write, both are same. So every time that value x will be doubled. Okay. So just I want to brief you, that's why. So remove this one. Otherwise you put it comment section. No issue, both are same. Okay. So now what happened? So now you print x. Okay. Okay. Print x. So while x. Okay. Now let us see what happened. And for this also, I want to implement, that is what here. I want to implement for what? I want to write, I want to keep this for loop as what? Under comment section. Now here, under this, you declare the x is equal to something as a local variable. So x is equal to what? As a local variable, you would take somewhat, that is this number. Where is that number? 16,894. You take this number as a variable. Okay, 16,894. So now this x is equal to this one, you declared as a local variable. No, it is to be declared, you cut this under lock, no? It is to be kept under lock. Otherwise, it will give error, okay? Because resources to be under the lock. Okay. Now you come down here, where you want to write the loop here. Here I want to write the while loop. Okay. While loop condition x less than 1. Okay. Less than, until the less than 1. Next you put the semicolon. Okay. That is very important. Huh? While loop to be terminated with the, now condition is what you have written, x is what local variable, this one, while x less than 1. Now condition is what, x every time it divides. Okay, so x is equal, suppose what, x is equal something, I told you that x is equal, so every time it is to be divided by 2. So you write what, x is equal to x by, sorry, x is equal to x by 2, no? No. Every time x is equal to 2, it is to be divided by x by, x is equal to x by 2. X is equal to, it is to be incremented every time x is equal to x by 2. X by 2. This is called. Okay. Now it can be written as, as x divided by equal to 2. Both are equal, huh? Both are equal. So you put these two as comment section, under comment. Okay, no issue. No. So now what happened? Now you need to call what? Remove this welcome statement. You call the x. Okay. Now let us see what happened. Let us see what happened. You remove this. It will be in confusion. No worry. Don't worry you that. Okay, now what happened? Your log, everything is under your variable, local variable under the log, print statement, threading. Okay, you have put the for loop. Now what it does? So it increments 400 every time, increments one first iteration, it increments to not increments, multiplies to by 2 800, then 1600, then 32 3200, until x less than equal to this one. Okay, let us compile this one. Let know what happened. So now it is giving thread 1 executing first 800 1600 32. Okay, whenever, okay, now next thread 2, why thread 2 executed, we need to check back that why thread to x. So you put a printout statement here, where here you need to put a printout statement. Okay, you write here print, okay, bracket, put a string type of data here. String, I told you in Python, string always be in double quotation or single quotation mark. So maximum number reached. Okay, maximum number reached. So this is to be. So here you copy this one. Okay. Whenever maximum number reached, so loop will be terminated. Here you put the print statement, you paste here. Okay, minimum number reached here. Okay, minimum number reached. But question is what? It is to be executed. It is okay, max, okay, we are getting like this. This is to be overcome. Huh? It is not accepted here. Okay, now this print statement that is to be put where it must be under the while loop. Okay. Okay, here you come here, it is where this print statement, it is part of while loop. Okay, now you compile this one. What happened? So you are getting, okay, this is okay. Now you are getting okay. Now whenever, now maximum number reached. So, okay. So whenever maximum number reached means it is doubling the number. So whenever it is reaches to the maximum number, So your loop terminates. So then this printout statement, we need to get this maximum number reach. After that, thread to be executed. So why thread is not to executed? Where is that error? Print x by equal to 2. So while x less than, so this is the error. Here, try to understand. Here we need to print this one, this one. Okay, x less than 1. X less than 1. So x is equal to what? Our this is 16,894. So 16,894 is less than 1, no, greater than 1, na? So we need to pass some value which is to be less than, always initial value to be taken as what? How much of value we need to take here? That is very important, na? So that is very important. How much of value? If we take maximum value, this will give error. So let us take 8,192. So what number I have taken? Then what happened here? So it is executing. So then maximum number reached, but that is very important. Okay. So here what I have taken, that is what, this is okay, this is okay. Next is the come down here, come down here, come down here. So this is somewhat we are doing the mistake. So this is, we need to do somewhat here. Okay, x 8192 means it is less than 1. It is greater than 1. Na? Condition we need to change here. This is condition. Okay, the condition to be changed as what? This is to be greater than 1. So until 8192 is greater than 1. So condition, this loop rotates. So let us try to execute what happened here. So first thread executed, it is doubling. It is doubling whenever it is maximum. Okay. Now it is thread to executed. Initially, the number 4096, it is dividing halves. So whenever it is minimum number reached, so that is executed. So you do one thing. So you take the number as what? Where is what? You take this number as that number 16,894. Okay, that is executed. Okay. Now you execute this one. Okay. Now is okay. So what are we doing here? What we are doing here? So one thread doubling the numbers, another thread how of the number, given number is being halved. Given number is being halved. Whenever it reaches to 0.5, 0.5 is greater than 1. So 0.5 is not greater than 1. Na? So 0.5 is less than 1. Whenever it reaches to minimum number 0.5, 0.5 is less than 1. So this condition is not satisfied. So loop will be terminated. So here is what your condition is, x is less than. So whenever x reaches to double, na? So whenever reaches to 25,000 like that, so it is less than this one. So x is less than 16,894. Condition is broken because whenever it reaches to 25,000, na? So whenever it reaches to 25,000, this condition okay. Whenever 25,600, so 25,600 means what? It is 25,600 less than, no. So 25,600, that is greater than 20 maximum number. This is the maximum number 25,600. So maximum number, so x maximum number, that is greater than 16,894. So loop terminates. So next thread will be executed. So somewhat changement I have done previous. Now semaphore is what? So how to implement the semaphore? Semaphore is what? Here what we are doing, synchronization is being taken by this acquire and release methods. Okay. So here what is happening, the total resources are being accessed by the threads. So in semaphore, what happened? Semaphore is a concept. So within that, we can keep somewhat restriction over the threads. Okay. So means 5 threads only. Suppose 10 threads are there. Out of them, only 5 threads will be permitted. The access will be given for 5 threads. Okay. Like what? So this is we will try to implement. So I want to go for new Python class, new file. So you click on this Python file, one untitled. So you come here and you topic, you come here, you comment here, that is semaphore. Semaphore. Semaphore is what means semaphore means restricted access. Restricted access for the threads. Limited access for the threads. For the threads. Okay. Limited access. Okay. So limited access, how only 5 threads will share the resources, or five threads will be permitted to access the resources. Resources, what? Your data. So here in semaphore, what happens? Here also two methods, acquire method and release method will be called. So whenever acquire method is called, okay. So acquire method called, so that moment decremented, okay. So let us see decremented. So next word, release method called, release method. Whenever release method is called, that moment what happened? Incrementation takes place. Release method called, okay. Whenever release method called, okay. Whenever release method is called, so incrementation takes place. Incremented, huh? So whenever acquire method, it never to be zero, below zero. Okay. Whenever acquire method becomes below to zero, so all threads will be blocked. So now looks for another thread. Another thread release the whenever means whenever thread will be released, so incrementation takes place. So whenever zero is there, whenever means acquire threads are acquiring, means threads are using acquire method. So once one thread acquire the method, so decremented. So decrementation, and it whenever it goes to zero, so all the threads will be blocked. Okay. So until unless next thread looks for the release, next thread looks for the other thread will release the release method. Okay, whenever other thread releases the release, okay, so then it increments. Okay, so let us see how it happens practically. Otherwise, you will get somewhat confusion. Okay, if I am stating the theory, you will feel that okay, how it is happened. Okay, you need to check back. Until unless we will not do any practice, no, you will get somewhat. So for this also we will import the first import, because why need to import threading. Threading is a module. I told you that. After that you need to import somewhat. Same thing, time also you need to import time. These two, why these are disappearing, means these are the modules. No, we need to do somewhat code. So that's why it is doing somewhat. Okay, now what you need to create the object for what? You need to create the object for this. This is what, as I told you that this is what it's threading module. So within this threading module, I need to call, I will call a, that is what you call this as a, first of all, you come down here, you call this threading module. What is I'm doing mistake? Typing mistakes. fingers, no, I need to keep the proper on the keyboard. Otherwise, no, you will get proper finger. Keep your fingers on the proper layout. So now threading dot, we are calling from the threading module a class. I want to call the that is what bounded semaphore. Bounded semaphore is what? It is a class from what? Threading module. I want to call this bounded semaphore class. Okay. So that how this now once I want to call this bounded semaphore class. So this is the I want to create the module for what? Module for this one. Sorry, module means object. So take as object x is equal to, okay. Now this x is an object for what? This bounded semaphore class. I told you that syntax is what? To create any object for any class name, object name, then class name. This is class name, but this class name can't be directly called. Okay, this is part of module. So then after brackets means this is called what? Special method, constructor, default constructor. You call it as a default constructor. Okay, default shortly I have written. Okay, constructor. Okay, now so if I remove these brackets, no, it becomes the class. But that's not the syntax is this. So now here x is an object created for the bounded semaphore class. Then next syntax is what? As per syntax, we need to go. Once object is created, you need to under this class, no? So object created for this one. So you create a function. Okay, object created. Simply, I am not defining any class. This def keyword I have used it to create a function. Take any name of function, any name of. So here we are discussing access, no? So this is the access. Our function name is access. Okay. Now under this function name, already I told you that every function has the suffix with the suffix. Go to me. Where is the mosquito bat? Where is that mosquito bat? These stupid mosquitoes, they are disturbing me. Where is that? Please give me that mosquito bat. Let me kill this. Let me kill this. First of all. Otherwise, no, they are hitting me. One mosquito is disturbing me a lot. Okay. No. Now come down here. Now, as I told you that this is called what? Function created. Always function terminated with the suffixed with the brackets. Now, error way because it is to be semicolon. Now, under this, once function is created, we can keep somewhat statements. So under this word, in this bracket, I want to pass somewhat parameters. Okay, one parameter I want to pass, that is called thread underscore number. Thread underscore number. Okay, it is a parameter passed for this function. Okay, thread underscore number is what. So now come down. What happened? One function is created. So within this, I have passed a parameter. Now I want to keep somewhat printout statement. Okay, the printout is what you in this bracket. It is what formatted text. I told you that formatted text. How to create the formatted text? Simply F within this quotes, double quotation marks. We need to write the syntax statement, string type of data. So string type of data what? Thread is trying to access. Thread is trying to access. Which thread is trying to access? Thread is trying to access. So keep this braces. Now within this flower braces, you need to pass this thread underscore number. So that thread underscore number. Okay. Now, so after that, which thread? That will be that whatever the thread is being executed, that thread number will be dynamically added here. After that, this thread is what? Somewhat text here. Thread is trying to access. Trying to access. Trying to access. So that number will be dynamically added here. Suppose thread 1. Thread 1 is trying to access. This will be displayed. Now, it's called formatted text. Okay. Now, to come down here, we need to semaphore. I told you that no, this semaphore, it is also one type of synchronization. Will be part of synchronization. It has two functions. So once object created, so you need to call with the object x dot acquire method. Acquire. Okay. So acquire is what? ACQ acquire. So that is, I told you that is a function of what? Function of your bounded semaphore. I am using bounded semaphore class that has a somewhat methods, acquire method. So I have called this one. Next, you keep again, you copy this one. So you copy this one, you paste here. Okay. Now you need to release that. Okay. You thread number is trying to access. So next was whenever thread is trying to access. So whenever thread is trying to access, after this, access granted. Access was granted. Access was granted. So access was granted. Okay, that is okay. Now come down here. You need to keep them adjustment, otherwise it will give error. Now what happened here? This semaphore, bounded semaphore has same, it is used in synchronization, but restricted synchronization. Okay, restricted synchronization. Here I will pass the how many threads I will give the restriction value. Value is equal to 5 threads. Only 5 threads will be. I will give the permission to access the resources. Okay. Next, you come down here. Next, after you come down, you put the because your time module imported under this sleep class will be used for some time. I want to keep somewhat time, sleeping time for the threads. Okay. What time? How much of time we need to keep? That is what, suppose 10 seconds. Okay. This much of time I have kept in between them threads. Okay. Next words. Next you need to come down here. Now once thread is trying to access, after that initially your object is what? Object is created, it is opened. Okay, once object is created, so thread is trying to access. So whenever acquire method called, object is locked. So once object is locked, that resources can be accessed by the thread. So now thread access was granted. So once after this time, so now thread is to be released, so that that is lock will be released by the thread. Copy. Lock will be released by the thread. You print here. So lock will be released. Lock will be released. Okay. Lock will be. Okay. Lock will be released. Okay. Released. Why? Because once thread execute all the instruction. What is happening? My fingers are not proper on what? Okay, on keyboard. Okay, now So within 10 minutes, we need to, okay, no issue. We will cover this within 10 minutes. Now, what happened? Resources released, okay? Thread number is released, okay? Whatever you can call, whatever. Now you come down here. Now after that, you need to release the log, okay? You copy here, you paste here. You call to what? You need to release the log. You call the release method, okay? Release, okay, release method. So next, once it is released, so how many times we will use for loop here, okay? The for loop, why? For loop, we will call the for loop for I in range. I is what here? I means here thread number. Your thread number is the I. Okay, you call this, you copy this, you paste this as I means normally we will I use the, okay. So thread number is what? That is I. So I in range. Range we need to, this is the syntax of the for loop. Within here you need to you need to pass some order 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 times will be iterates. Okay, now loop will be rotate. For loop I have used it here. So then what? You need to create the thread. First you have, okay, now thread is what? How to create the thread? As I told you that you need to create the thread. Thread under this for loop, you need to create the thread. T is equal to, okay, threading dot thread. Thread is what? Class. Thread bracket target. Because this is what I want to use this as a target. Okay, where is my target? My target is where? This is my function is target access. So target is equal to what? Access. Okay, next what? We need to put some what arguments here. Arguments is equal to, not is equal to, you need to say is equal to arguments we need to pass here. That's why it is giving error. Okay, expected expression. We need to pass one expression here. That is what? Thread number. Okay, you copy this one. Thread, okay. You copy, you paste here. You paste thread number. After that, comma one. That is the syntax. As per syntax is very important. So this is the expression I have given. Let us see what happened. Thread access arguments, thread number. Thread number. So let us see. Somewhat it is given. Positional argument cannot appear. So let us see what happened. Okay. So it will give, whether it will give error, otherwise it will be executed. Okay. So it is giving word positional argument cannot appear. Acha. Positional cannot appear means, so cannot appear. We will remove it. Okay. So then, okay. So it is okay. So if I pass one, so it is giving error. Okay, you remove this one. So it is clearly stating, helping us. Okay. Now what happened? So your thread is created, T with the target. So I told you that there are two ways to create the threads. One is the target, and another way is by inheritance, by creating the class. That's why before that just I have done that. After that, you start that thread. So you T dot start. T dot start. So then thread is started. So here keep somewhat little bit time for the thread sleeping. Okay. T dot sleep. The sleep will be directly will be taken. No, time dot sleep. You put somewhat time there because time is a module. So under this module, I want to call the class of that one. So how much of time I want to give? 1 millisecond. Let us see. So let us see what is, whether it will be executed. The code will be executed. So okay, why it is being untitled, na? So you need to save this as a file name. The file name, take a file name with the extension py. Take any file name. Suman is a file name. Okay, suman dot py, that is very important. So now you call this one, now it is suman. Now type error, argument, it is giving error. You compile this. What is happening here? Main access argument, okay, do issue, you call this, you close this one, okay, you now call this one, okay, you, where is that suman dot py, you click this one, you call this one, where is suman dot py, okay, now suman, the main dot x argument after must be an interval, not int. Which line is error is where? In run. Okay, now it is what? This is Python. This is Vasu. It is being executed. It is being executed. So it is being executed. So it is Suman file. It is to be executed. But let us see what happened. This file is being executed. So how should we know that it is to be executed? So you do one thing, you clear CLS. No. Okay. Semaphore to be import threading, okay. Import time is okay. Semaphore. And this is the object. Okay, no issue. Threading dot bound semaphore value 5 have passed. So code is we'll need to check back that import threading. I have imported the threading module and time module. Okay, X is the object created for what? Threading. Threading is module dot class. Bounded semaphore is a class. Okay, value is equal to 5. 5 times 5 threads to be accessed. Limited access to the threads. Suppose 10 threads are there. Okay, here range I have given for 10 threads. So only I want to give access for only 5 threads. That is the syntax. Okay, def access is a function name. So this is okay. Now you have passed this thread number is okay. This is okay. Trying to access this. Okay. Okay. This is called okay. X dot acquire semaphore. Okay. My next print of printf thread underscore number lock will be released. This okay. X dot release okay. अच्छा here acquire से acquire के बाद why I want to somewhat time sleep 10 time 10 okay. Next this is okay. X dot release. X dot release lock is released. Means okay. Next thread underscore number range. Okay, this range. Okay, 10 threads range 1 to 10. Thread created. Threading dot thread. Okay. Target. I have told the target. Where is target? Arguments thread underscore number. Okay, this is I have. Okay, this is the error. This is the error here. This here is the error. I need to find out that what is the error here. Target access arguments thread number called. I need to pass one more bracket here. Why do I need to pass the bracket here? Thread underscore number. It is a method. No, it is not method. Okay. Thread target. Okay. I pass one more bracket here. What will be happened here? So it is giving statements must be separated by it is whether it is being executed, how much of time is left here? Time is left here. Okay. T here is error by. We need to sort out here. T is threading dot thread. Okay, target. Okay, target. I had told that this is my target. Access is my function. It is the target for me. Arguments. I have passed thread underscore number that is